Good morning, students. Today is Wednesday, September 9th. And for today's assignment, you're going to complete a wordplay sentence imitation. This was something we were supposed to work on last week. We just didn't have enough time to get to. So if you click on wordplay sentence imitation slideshow, you're going to go to slide number 4. Or if you go to September 4th, which was last Friday's date, it will take you straight here to sentence imitation. So I'm going to briefly explain what sentence imitation is, and then over here I'll show you what's going to be due today with your copy. So sentence imitation is chunking or breaking down sentences into its phrases and clauses. Each chunk should contain an idea. When you're chunking a sentence, you're looking for the pauses within a sentence to break it down. The imitation is a part where you're going to copy the structure of chunking while using different ideas and words. In other words, imitation is not simply choosing the opposite word of the original sentence. Instead, it should look at how the chunk operates in the sentence and copy the job of the chunk, not the ideas. So to make this more, to understand this more, look at model right here. So the model sentence is, at the entrance to the Peace Park, people filed through the memorial building in silence. So if we were to chunk this, we would take pauses in the sentence. At the entrance to the Peace Park, people filed through the memorial building in silence. Now here's an example of a student trying to imitate the sentence, but they did the one thing they're not supposed to do, and they just chose opposite words from the original sentence. So you're supposed to chunk and create your own sentence using this pattern. Let's see what they got wrong. By the exit to a war museum, animals went by an enchanted bush with loudness. So it does follow the chunking pattern where we hear the pauses. However, let's look at by the exit is the exact opposite of at the entrance. To a war museum, exact opposite of to the Peace Park. So war and peace, museum, park. Animals, opposite of people. Went by an enchanted bush, memorial building with loudness, and that's silence. So that's exact opposite imitation. Here's a correct example. In the arena at the city center, the riders readied their horses for the rodeo with care. So as you can see, it follows the same chunking pattern as the model. And it does not exactly imitate the opposite words. So if you were to look here, this would be a complete original idea. So that's what we're doing with chunking sentences and imitating them. So if you click here to make a copy, this is what you're working on. Section number 1. People read and write sentences one sentence part at a time. Each sentence part is a chunk of meaning in the sentence. You're going to read each pair of sentences a chunk at a time. So take the sentence apart. For each of the pairs of sentences below, highlight the one that is chunked correctly. All right, so let's look at this one. A says, at the entrance to the Peace Park, people filed through the memorial building in silence. Okay. Let's look at B. Let's see if this is the right chunking. At the entrance to the Peace Park, people filed through the memorial building in silence. So when you look at this, A would be the correct answer. That is the correct chunking of a sentence using these dashes. Uh, one reason this is not right is that you don't break up Peace Park Memorial Building at the, that's just the wrong areas where you would break up the chunking. So I've given you the first one. You're going to continue to do the rest here, and you just had to bold or highlight the right answer. The next part is matching. You're just going to simply match the imitation sentence with its model sentence. Next part is unscramble to imitate. So the first part, you're going to insert slashes between the sentence parts and the model. So insert the slashes with those pauses where they should be. Next part, you're going to unscramble the sentence parts in the model sentence. So you're going to unscramble this, put it into one sentence. The last part is imitation. You're going to imitate from a TV show, movie, story, or book, kind of using that as an outline. You'll repeat this until you get to the next part, sentence imitation, and you're going to slash each of the model sentences below, then write your own imitations there. The last part here, you do not have to do. I am skipping this. This is building stronger paragraphs. This part, if you want to try, you can. It's not extra credit, but we're going to skip that. I'm not going to grade that. So once you do that, you're going to share, upload into the doc. Right here, it's due by 11:59 p.m. Last thing is for homework, you need to read chapters 22 through 24. In other words, you'll be finishing book 2. Tomorrow, we will begin on a review project over book 2, so it's really important you finish those last 3 chapters there. All right, if you have any questions about today's assignment, please send me an email. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow.